Truly, the Midwest movement is a vanguard of professionals from the old Midwest region, the people of Edo and Delta. The authentic, first and only constitutionally created federating unit of the Nigerian nation. The Midwest was created in 1963 after the July referendum or the July plebiscite. And on the 9th of August 1963, the Midwest region was proclaimed. And until the advent or the entrance of the military into our political space, we were actually 1/4 out of the 4 federating units of Nigeria. Northern region in Kaduna, Western region with the capital in Ibadan, Eastern region with the capital in Enugu, and then the Midwestern region with the capital in Benin City. So when Nigeria was balkanized by military fiat by Gowon, they divided us into 12. So the Midwestern peoples of Edo and Delta became 1/12. And then in 1976, February the 3rd, Murtala Muhammad re-balkanized Nigeria and divided us into 19. So we that used to be 1 out of 4 regions, we suddenly became 1 out of 19. And we think we were the breadbasket and the brain power of this nation. And in 1990, we became 30 states in Nigeria. And that was when Ibrahim Babangida, maybe out of magnanimity, decided to split Benin Delta, which is Bendel or Midwest, into Edo and Delta. And today we are 36 states in Nigeria, and out of those 36 states, we just have 2. So we who used to be 1/4, we are now 2/36 or 1/18. There is no greater marginalization of the Edo and Delta peoples, of the 12 tribes of the Midwest. Whether you are Akoko, Edo, Esako, Benin, Esan, Urobo, Isoko, Owan, Enoani, or the Anioma peoples, Ika, Okwani, and Western Ijo. So, and in the Shekiris, we were just balkanized. So today, as the clamor for restructuring, because we've read both of the manifestos or the agenda or the work plan, whatever they are called, whether it is next level or get Nigeria working again, and we are beginning to wonder, in the year 2019, as Nigerians go again to the polls, what is the fate of that critical, crucial nexus of this country? We are either the heartbeat of Nigeria or we are the big heart of this country, because you cannot traverse from the north to the east, from the west to the east, from the south to the every part of this country without passing a territory of the Midwest. And we are blessed, whether by our waterways, our oil, our natural resources, our limestone, our agricultural produce. We have the highest amount of rainfall in the equatorial rainforest across the length and breadth of this continent. So we are a blessed people. So we decided, when it was resuscitated in 2017, as many of these ethnic jingoists were beginning to draw maps of different ethnic nationalities, and they were balkanizing our people, the Edo and Delta peoples of the Midwest. And we said, this cannot be right. We are a unique people with a distinct culture, a unique people with a unique cultural and historical heritage. So we decided to cry out. And that was how the Midwest movement, which was first formed in 1957 in Sapele by the likes of the late Oba Akenzwa II, Sir Gerator Marere, James Otobo, Dennis Chukwude Osadebe. We decided to resuscitate it. And this is where we are today. So we are calling a summit of all persons of Edo and Delta extraction to come together so that we can have a Midwest charter. And then we are inviting the major players, those who, by the votes of Nigerians, because we believe those votes will count, When they take power in May 2019, or after the elections of February 2019, they should come and tell the Midwest people, because Edo State has an APC governor, Delta State has a PDP governor. So we are actually straddling the value chain within the Nigerian political spectrum. So we are not a one-party region. We are strong between both of them. So we want the summit is to congregate all of them under one roof at Orchid's Hotel in Asaba, to tell the Midwestern people of Nigeria what is our fate as a unique pivotal component of this nation come 2019. Because when you look at it, the issues that will shape the election in 2019 are basic: hunger, security, and of course the structure of the Nigerian Federation, because the Nigerian Federation is structured based on a lie. The 1999 Constitution is a fallacy in terms of how it has turned our federal arrangement into more or less a unitary system. And we cannot continue to build a nation on that foundation. We must look at it again. There must be there must be the will by any of the presidential candidates and whoever now wins to structurally dismantle the way the federation is structured, and then so that we all can have a sense of belonging, and we all can know that this nation is our nation, because Nigeria is bound to stay. But the component parts, the federating units, must be made to have a sense of ownership of that project. So the Midwest Summit in Asaba is basically to bring everybody together. Our scholars, our politicians, our captains of industry, our private sector, government, and of course those who are playing the major roles in determining the fate of our people, to come and tell us within that space that, hey, this is what is going to be. So the Midwest Summit is maybe the singularly most important gathering of the 12 tribes of the Midwest ever since the creation of this country. Because we must move forward. We must take Nigeria forward. But to do that, we must take into consideration equity, justice. We must take into consideration the fiscal rearrangement of the Nigerian federal state. And this must be done. We've read some of the articles and some of the manifestos they've put forward. But what are the guarantees that these will be put into practice? So we are calling on every Edo man, every Delta man, whether you are from Ofosu down to Asaba, whether you are from Opela down to Patani, whether you are from Escravos, Forcados, Warri, Evreni, anywhere, traditional rulers, student bodies, everybody must come together in Asaba. It's a gathering of the 12 tribes of the Midwest, and we will determine our future and the paradigms of engagement within the Nigerian Federation, because 2019 is going to be a new vista, a new dawn, because we need it. If not, Nigeria will be tottering on the brink of the unspeakable. We know if anything goes wrong with Nigeria today, those to feel the brunt first will be those from the Midwest. And we are students of history. We knew what happened between August and September 1967 at the breakout of the Nigerian Civil War. We who were the pacifists, we became the major theater of war. And the major war that was fought by the federal forces of Nigeria against the forces of Biafra, outside of Biafra, all took place in the Midwest. And so we became cannon fodder, and we became the collateral damage for that. So nobody's going to do us like that again. We will not allow it. We want Nigeria to be a great nation. We have the wherewithal, the human capital, to be able to push this nation forward. But to do that, they must accord, when I say they, I mean the Federation of Nigeria, must accord the Midwest peoples, the Bendel people, the Bini, Edo, Delta peoples, the people of Oshimiri, the people of Aniocha, Ika, the people of Ishekiri land, the people of Western Ijo, the people of Urobo land, people of Isoko, the people of Esan land, Owan, Akoko Edo, Esako, all of us, Ukwani, they must give us that space and show us that this Nigerian project is a project that encompasses everybody, ensures equity and fair play, equity and justice. Now, the Midwest movement, by the grace and the grace of God, has been able to put under one umbrella almost all our ex-governors, all past and serving senators, professors, vice chancellors, lawyers, academicians, senior advocates, broadcasters, artists, all of us congregating together, both at home and abroad. And the propensity, the will to drive this has been exponential, to say the least. So we are happy that on the 12th of December, the year of our Lord 2018, we will bring this nation to a standstill and let them listen. Because the Midwest was the manifestation of the voice of minority rights in Nigeria. And that cannot be wished away, because that is the tripod upon which this nation was built ab initio, where everybody sat on the table and we all agreed to move this nation forward, to build a nation where no, if I remember the old anthem, where no man is oppressed. So we want that to continue. We want a nation where all our compatriots will rise up and come to Asaba. And between 9 a.m. on the 12th of December and the dusk of that day, we will be able to listen to whether it's Mr. President, whether it's the candidates of the PDP, or whether any of the presidential candidates who take this seriously. Because anybody who does not come to tell us what our place will be in the future of this country, we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that person does not lord it over us come 2019. So it's a clarion call to all Bendelites, all Bende, make we gather. Let's gather. Make we tell them, say, as we did, and so we be there, and so we still there. And to our leaders, they have to be prepared. Our youths have to be galvanized. We have to make them talk now with their PVC. They have to know their stake in the Nigerian nation. So the Midwest movement, the Midwest Summit, is a seismic paradigm shift of no mean proportion. And that is going to be our telling statement. Our statement to the Nigerian nation. Give us a space. Give us a role. Let us know that our derivation, 13% derivation, is like a take-home pay that can't take us home. We want to tell Nigeria, if we cannot go back to the 1963 federal system, at least we can go back to the fiscal federation. The fiscal federation, where everybody, all the federating units, keep 50% of whatever they contribute from their resources. It was a 50, 30, 20, where 20 went to the federal government, 30 to the federation account to be shared pro rata and according to demography by all the states, while the originating state or federating unit keeps 50% for its people. So we want our people to come and share their views. Listen to all of us. Hear us. Don't wish us away. Because of the importance of the summit, we've sent invitations to the president, President Muhammadu Buhari, to be the special guest of honor on the day. Give a keynote address on how he, as a presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, hope to take Nigeria forward in 2019, after 2019, and how that affects the people of the Midwest. Same thing as a guest of honor, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who will also be given the chance to present to us what his blueprint is and how it affects the people of the Midwest, and all the other presidential candidates who are willing, who are involved in this process, whether it's Kingsley Moghalu, Omoyele Sowore, Donald Duke, Eunice Atwejide, Alistair Shoyide, and our own Victor Hai, or what? Come and tell us, what do you have for us? That is it. That is it. And we're going to a plenary. Luckily, we have brilliant brains who are going to be the rapporteurs for the event. We have Professor CBN Ogbogbo, who is the HOD of History, University of Ibadan. We have Professor Osareme Benson Osadolo, Professor of History and International Studies at University of Benin. We have Professor Hope Igaga, a literary giant and Professor of Literary Studies at the University of Lagos. And we have a Professor of Normatic Federalism and Constitutional Law, Professor of Law, Professor Edoba Moigi. We also hope to bring the only surviving governor of the Midwest, who is still alive, is in his late 80s now. We're talking about General David Ejio, who is still alive. He was the last governor of the Midwest region and the first governor of the Midwest state. So we hope to, it's going to be a gathering of the tribes. All our ex-governors will be available. All our serving senators will be available. And we all sit and design a veritable roadmap for the Midwest peoples of Edo and Delta State. And luckily for us, the chief hosts of the summit are the governors of both Delta and Edo State. So the co-chief hosts are His Excellency Senator Arthur Ifeanyi Okowa, Executive Governor of Delta State, and His Excellency Godwin Obaseki, the Executive Governor of Edo State. Thank you, Felix, for all you've done for us. Thanks.